So, I originally planned on going this moderate length trail. Super excited about it. You know, not super difficult, but a little bit long. Gets more of the views of the forest, and I've been really enjoying some nature hikes on these trips. A part of me wishes that I had known that this was going to be closed. You have to take a trail, almost kind of two trails to get to this trail before it even starts. Didn't see any signs at the beginning, but that's what this whole thing has been about, like completely unexpected, but it's not disappointing. It's part of the adventure. Like, as much as I would have loved to seen it, it's like this gives me a reason to come back. Like, the biggest thing I was expecting was just like disappointment if things didn't go exactly the way I planned. I can tell you, a few days into this trip, throwing plans completely out the window. I'll put on the screen now about where this trail was, what I was expecting to do, but you know, it just gives me a reason to come back in a couple of years or less if all goes well, and maybe this trail will be open. But in case it's hard to read the sign, it's closed for, let's see, this program is conducted to ensure the long-term health of the forest. Lack of hunting pressure has resulted in overpopulation of deer in our forest, which in turn has led to the overgrazing of young trees in the understory. Without younger trees to replace older trees when they fall, this forest will not regenerate itself and is susceptible to invasive species. So they close this trail September through March. Teasing myself with this. Let me get a sip. So they can try and take care of this problem. So it's fun. Like, still in the woods. Took a wrong turn, took me back to the highway. Could have taken the long way around, but was determined to figure this one out. So, logging back to it. In a second here, I'll throw up the picture of the random murder shed I found a little ways back. I'm sure it's fine. If something happens though, check the murder shed. But overall, again, it comes back to what I said in the previous clip. Things not going the way that's planned, it's still an adventure. If you think you have to have just a vice grip on every facet of your life, every, an itinerary that has to be followed to the letter, give that up, man. Like, this is something special. Just letting go of a few things, not everything, but the things that you can't control, turn it into an adventure. Learn to love the imperfections of your plans and see what they can turn into. If you told me a few days ago when I started this that I would have gotten lost in a random forest in the middle of central New York, probably been like, okay, sure. But here I am. None of this trip has gone to plan yet. Not a single bit of it. And you know what? I'm having the time of my life. Like, this whole trip was a complete eye-opener for me, and I'll probably expound more on that at the end. Maybe some like finalized thoughts, what went right, what went wrong, that sort of thing. But just learn to let go. It's not going to be easy. I'm still learning to do it a bit, but if I can and learn to have adventures and start enjoying life instead of, I think Bob said it the best, you know, when you're living and not just existing. I've existed, it's felt like I've just existed for the last 20 years or so, and I think I'm finally ready to start living. And I want that for everybody. I think if we all started to live a little more instead of just going through the day-to-day emotions, there's no telling what might happen. But hopefully I'll have more to add at the end of this, and this wasn't the last video I ever made because I was brutally murdered with a hatchet moments after this, but I guess we'll see, right? It's half the adventure.
Well, the murder shack didn't claim me. I made it back to Florida in one piece, though I can't say the same for my nerves after surviving New Jersey traffic. On the drive home, I had a lot of time to think about everything that went wrong, and everything that went right. Sure, some trails were closed, and a few plans fell through, and I missed a couple of stops I had really wanted to see. But honestly, that's what makes it special, knowing that there's still more road waiting for me next time. Because what went right? Pretty much all of it. Nothing went as planned, but I really felt alive out there. And that feeling stuck with me, especially when I got home and was thrown straight into a 55-hour work week. Nothing like that to remind you what shackle really feels like. But now I've got something to look forward to, a dream that's just beginning to move. And whether it's 2 people or 2,000 following along, I'm grateful you're here for the ride. Until next time, this is the Dreamline Drifter, signing off. I'll see you down the road.